I love writing because it's a journey. It's a journey into myself. I've always wanted to be a writer, wanted to be a filmmaker maybe, wanted to be a podcaster, wanted to just be somebody who's getting my voice out there, my words out there. I have been working at the Multicultural Center for, I think a little over a year now. I've started a podcast here. The podcast is called Dismantling the Ivory Tower, and I run it with my co-host, Dr. Clifford C. Meeks, and it really focuses on Black BIPOC issues in higher education. Welcome to another episode of Dismantling the Ivory Tower podcast. I am your host, Elijah Jagne. There's a lot of knowledge in education that is hidden behind these ivory towers of these large institutions. And the idea of dismantling these ivory towers is the idea of bringing all of that knowledge, all of that education that exists out there and dispersing it, bringing it to people who might not have access otherwise. And so we're kind of discussing those ideas. We're interviewing people who we see doing that. My journey through education has not been a particularly smooth one. I like to say that I'm taking the scenic route. I struggled a lot, especially elementary school, middle school, high school, as sort of this loud, disruptive, ADHD Black kid. I was told all sorts of things from you're gonna go to jail when you're older, you're not gonna graduate high school, you're not gonna, all these things, right? And so I always kind of had this aversion to education. Even though I loved learning, for most of my education, most of my teachers were, primarily white. The teachers I had didn't quite understand how to support me and saw me as a nuisance rather than, someone to nurture or someone who had anything to offer. It was really when I got out of high school, when I moved towards PCC and stuff, that I started to see doors opening. I started to see people appreciating the skill sets I had, and I started to understand how to, make my way in education. My first class at PCC was actually for the Men of Color Leadership Program. And it is coordinated by Dr. Clifford C. Meeks, and the program is really a place for men of color to discuss masculinity, how to, approach masculinity in a way that's healthy and not toxic. It's a way to talk about our racial backgrounds in a place where that's a shared theme, It's a place for brotherhood. One of the first things when I went into my first day of class for the Men of Color Leadership Program in career and life planning class was Dr. Meeks said, every single one of you is going to sign up for the PCC Foundation Scholarship. And regardless of if you think you're eligible, if you think you're gonna get it, whatever, you're gonna sign up and you're gonna do it. But I wasn't sure if I even really wanted to continue in schooling because I was afraid of going into debt. Getting the scholarship was really amazing and surprising, just super exciting. The first thing I did was I went to Dr. Meeks' door and I was like, that scholarship you told me to apply for, I got it. The money is life-changing. Your scholarships are changing the world. That's the best way to think about it. 5-10 years from now, I'd like to be engaged in journalism in some way. I'd like to be engaged in writing in some way. I'd like to be engaged with my community consistently. I want to be an agent of change. I have a little brother, and his name is Michael, and he's 13 now. He's just about to go into high school, and I have really wanted to show him that he can do whatever he wants to do and blaze his own path through education, especially being a Black boy going through education in Portland, Oregon. He can do it. There's a really great quote from Malcolm X that I think about often, which is, education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. And that's what we're doing with scholarships. We're preparing our next generations for the future. We are shaping what is to come for our world. And there's nothing on the planet more important than that.